back on track. Anyway, if the world were run by women, in particular the wives with whom I dine, our little kingdom would be the international leader in trade, and I wouldn't be in the middle of the shitstorm that has descended upon me today.
2. Good men, payphones, and other things that no longer exist. Tessa. Oh, bugger! The car speeds off while laughter spills from the open windows. You little tramps! I holler, which only makes them laugh harder. I'm only 28, but to them I'm a dripping wet, middle-aged hag, and my use of the word tramps only confirms it for them. But I will not swear. There are children standing nearby. Oh, I did say bugger, didn't I? Shit. My new white jeans and favourite suede boots are now soaked and covered in mud. This is literally the 3rd time in 2 years that I have been the victim of the Bowling for Losers game that has been held at this spot for, oh, I don't know, forever. There's a dip in the pavement all the way along the front of the bus transfer station, and because the station is backed by an 8-foot brick wall, there's nowhere to hide. After any big rain, teenagers appear out of nowhere to play. To be honest, it is kind of fun if you're one of the teenagers crammed into the car with your friends. I'm ashamed to say I did it once, and it was a bit of a thrill in a scary, exciting, let's do something really naughty that will bond us forever sort of way. Oh my God, what if we get caught? But then as soon as it was over, I looked back at our victim. She was dressed for a party, and even the wrapping paper on the fancy silver box she was holding was dripping wet. We totally killed her day for a few seconds of entertainment. I begged my friends to turn back so we could give her a ride, but as it turns out, teenagers don't like to have their fun spoiled, and after that I had a few less friends. But it didn't really matter. I had already grown accustomed to being an outcast long before puberty hit. I'm currently on the way to my childhood home for yet another dreaded family dinner. Being the only girl of 5 children, I've always had plenty of reasons that I didn't fit in. Lack of penis, lack of testicles, lack of interest in football. Things have only gotten worse over the years instead of better, with my brilliant brothers moving up in the world, while I have recently dropped down a few rungs on the job ladder. These days my brothers tease me relentlessly about being the dullest sharp in the Sharpe family. Ha ha ha. As the bus barrels toward Abbott Lane, I shrink from a relatively confident, reasonably intelligent woman to an awkward, horribly insecure 14-year-old. I'll spend the next 23 minutes hoping the bus breaks down or is hijacked by terrorists, but only if Keanu Reeves gets on first. Then the next several hours wishing I had managed to dream up the perfect excuse to skip this evening's dinner. In the past 2 years, I've already used horrible cramps, tried and true, especially if my dad answers the phone. Raging fever, raging diarrhea, anything raging is quite effective, really. Tight deadlines at work, which they don't believe, bus broke down, and bronchitis, which is harder than you think to pull off when you're perfectly healthy. But today, I can't bring myself to lie. Today we celebrate what would have been my grandfather's 85th birthday, and since he was the only person in my family to believe I had any potential at all, I owe it to him to be here. I stand on the wet sidewalk staring at my parents' house with the mishmash of dark green panelled additions jutting out on top of what was once a 1-story brick home. Even though my legs are damp and freezing, I take a moment to drink in the silence before I am bombarded by the chaos and cooking smells that wait for me. A light rain starts, urging me to go in and get it over with already. There are much worse fates than a family dinner. I can't think of what they are at the moment, but I know they exist. Hoping not to be noticed when I walk through the door, I keep my voice whisper quiet as I say, "Hi, everyone." My mother's head whips out of the kitchen down the narrow hall. Mum has highly attuned ears. She can manage 2 conversations at the same time, all while listening for...